Okay, this should be the last one. It says, for this function and this interval, find the values of x for which we have a local max, and so on. So if we know that f of x equals sine squared x minus cosine x, let's take the derivative. Right? So first we take 2 sine x, and then the derivative inside, which is cosine x. And the derivative of cosine, which is negative sine, means it's going to end up being plus sine. So I will factor out a sine x, and I end up with 2 cosine x plus 1. I'll set it equal to 0. So these are two factors, right? So we want to know where the sine of x is equal to 0, and where this is equal to 0, which means alright, so on an interval between 0 and pi, including those, sine of x is 0 at 0 and pi. Now I don't know if he expects you to know the unit circle, but we want to know where the cosine is equal to a negative 1/2. If I draw my unit circle, alright, cosine is the x value. That means it's going to be this from 0 to pi. And I know that this is going to be 2 pi over 3. So the three values we want to look at in our interval is 0, 2 pi over 3, and pi. Okay? So let's see what's going on there. If we, I don't believe I want to look at, I think I graphed this, but if we look at the original function and we try some points, at 0, f of x would be 0, minus 1, or negative 1. So that makes me think that 0 is going to be our minimum. So at 2 pi over 3, the sine of 2 pi over 3 is square root of 3 over 2. If I square that, I get 3 over 4. Okay. 3 over 4 minus the cosine, which is 1/2. So 3 over 4 minus 1/2 equals 1/4, doesn't it? Oh, that might be a minimum. Or maximum, I'm sorry. And then at pi, what happens there is sine is 0. Cosine is negative 1, so that'll actually be 1. Wait, that's going to be a relative maximum. So let's graph this to see what it looks like. Alright, so if I graph this and I go from 0 to pi, this is what it looks like. It's down here, we set at negative 1, comes up at 2 pi over 3, up here, and then comes back here. I think I have calculated this 2 pi over 3 wrong. So let's try it. We're going to take sine of 2 pi over 3 squared minus cosine of 2 pi over 3. I'm actually going to do that in my calculator. Alright, so sine of 2 times pi divided by 3. And then I'll square that, and then I'll say minus cosine of 2 times pi divided by 3. No. Oh, it's 1 1/4. Well, that makes a difference. I thought it was 1/4. So, here it's negative 1, here it's 1.25, and here it's 1. So notice what we have here. I'm going to make some room for this drawing. We start down here, we come up here, and then we end up doing this. So, we do have a this is both relative and max, relative and global max. This is a relative max, and this is a relative and global min, right? So, whenever you graph these trig things, you need to zoom trig on it.